Alright guys, so we're back with a review of the Dewalt 701 brushless Xtreme subcompact 3/8 drill. This is their 12 volt line. I like the 12 volt line because they're more compact. In my line of work, I'm getting in a lot of tight areas and I need the smallest tools that I can get in and get the job done. This is a 3/8 chuck. It is brushless, and like I said, it is a 12 volt series tool. Comes with 2 batteries, charger, and a bag, and of course the drill. So we're going to take this out and we're going to check it out. Now, if you've seen the review I did on the DCF 601 F2 kit, which is the what DeWalt calls their screwdriver, I call it a drill driver, like a lot of other manufacturers. I loved that tool so much that I went ahead and bought the companion drill. This is their Xtreme line of compact, subcompact tooling. So let's read the specs here, then we're going to take it out of the box, and we're going to drive some screws. I've got some 3.5 inch screws here that we're going to drive, and we're going to see how it does. And I'm going to compare it to a 18 volt Ridgid drill. This I believe it's a 1/2 inch drill even. So now DeWalt has started listing their power ratings in UWO, which if I remember right, it's unit watts output. And what that is the speed and the torque of the tool gives you an idea of how long it will last in the real world. Now the problem I've got with that is UWO doesn't tell me nothing. I like to know inch pounds. What's the max inch pounds this tool is able to deliver, or foot pounds? That's what's familiar to me. UWO, that might be a more accurate way to rate these tools, but as far as I know, most people are not familiar with UWO. At least I'm not. It's a 2-speed drill. On low speed, you've got 0 to 425 RPM. Of course, that's going to give you your max torque. And then on high speed, it's 0 to 1500. So you've got your faster speed there. Of course, it's going to be a little less, power. Depending on what you're doing, you may need to put it in low to finish the job. Clutch settings, you got 15 clutch settings. It does have a clutch, so you can use it as a driver. 3/8 inch chuck. The tool length's almost 6 inches, 5.97, and it's about almost 2 pounds, 1.91 pounds. So let's get this thing out. Let's see what you get. Well, let me mention this real quick. You do have a 3-year warranty, limited lifetime, 1-year free service, and a 90-day money-back guarantee on the tool itself. The battery has a 2-year warranty, limited warranty, and a 2-year free service. So I guess that's probably an acceptable warranty. And like the driver, it has a nice, I do like this bag. It's just a nice flat bag, got handles, so you could, if you're not going to keep these particular tools in there, you could use this bag for other things. Keep wrenches, screwdrivers, whatever you wanted in here. Use it as a lunch bag. Bring your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to work in it, and have a cool DeWalt lunch bag. And of course, you're going to have some documentation here, which will probably never be read. Get the drill out. Comes with the clip, which I don't use those. I know, if you're in construction and stuff, you probably do use those. I'll probably never put it on the tool. Nice. I mean, this is probably about as compact of a 12 volt battery as you can get. It does have a fuel gauge on it. You hit the button. You can even hear a relay. Little, probably a surface mount relay on the circuitry of this battery. And take this other one out. Same condition there. And of course got the charger. Same charger that the other one has. No desiccant in this one. Huh. Now, I do have the battery from my driver that is charged up, so we're going to go ahead and use that since we don't have to wait on the charging. I just FedEx just actually dropped this off, so that was pretty convenient. Of course, there's your transmission selector. The body, just like the driver, this is plastic. It is not aluminum. Tell by looking at it. Not to mean that that's, you know, a bad thing. As long as it holds up, then I'm sure it'll be just fine. So what RPM did we say? 1500? What's the RPM of this one? 1650. Now, this 18-volt Ridgid is not brushless, so I'm going to be curious to see how this does against the Dewalt, being that the Dewalt is brushless, but it's 12-volt versus non-brushless 18-volt. I don't know, that Ridgid, man, it just feels like a powerhouse compared to this one, but we're gonna have to see. So you do have a LED right here that's angled to where it's going to illuminate right around here, you know, where the chuck is. Okay, so that's probably a pretty good deal. Like I say, you do have the fuel indicator on the battery. There's the Xtreme series. This is considered the subcompact, similar to a Glock. And there's not much more to say about that. I mean, it feels good. It's definitely lighter, just for size comparison. See how much smaller it is. Than the 18-volt Ridgid. Ridgid's much more heavy. So if you had a lot of work to do and the 12-volt produced enough power, which I think it's probably going to me, the smaller compact size is the way to go. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to chuck a bit up in here, and we are going to, which by the way, this does have the locking head, so whenever you chuck a drill bit or something in here, when you tighten it, it locks as you rotate that. So you don't have to hold this and try to turn it. It's self-locking, which is very, very nice. Hopefully you know what I mean by that. So's the Ridgid. Most of your modern ones are like that. My Hitachi is not like that, and there was times that I could not get it tight enough and it would spin. So I've got a pallet down here that we want to drive this screw into. Now this, hopefully I'm able to do this. This is not the right Phillips for this. This comes with a special bit. The problem is I don't know where it's at. So we are going to hope that this Phillips gets the job done without stripping it out. So here we go. We are on high speed, so it's going to drive it in as fast as it's going to be able to. Let me get it started. Absolutely no problem at all. Nice and fast. So now we're going to do the Ridgid, just for comparison. This is 18-volt Ridgid. I have no doubt that it's going to also be able to do the same thing, but again, it's an 18-volt, 12-volt. We're going to see how the 18-volt stacks up. Here we go. It did feel like it probably had a little bit more power. Now it countersunk it pretty good, but the Dewalt did the same thing. We'll do it one more time, then we'll go back to the Dewalt. I'm going to go ahead and start it. I mean, that's pretty dang quick. I don't know. That's hard to tell which one's actually producing more power. Whew, that thing's getting hot. I mean, I have no doubt that the Ridgid would last longer since it is a 20-volt system. But as you can tell, the nice 12-volt Dewalt, for its size, it's definitely holding its own right now against the Ridgid. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, I prefer the Dewalt. I prefer that smaller form factor. To me, the smaller the tool that's able to do the job, the better off you are. You don't realize it, you know, just even adding another half a pound to a tool that you're using, you know, the majority of your job, whether it's building pallets or doing whatever, it starts taking a toll on you. That added weight, it makes a difference. You got a nice small tool, you're going to be able to go longer, and obviously you're going to be able to fit this if you're doing cabinetry work or anything that requires smaller size. You're going to be able to get that into areas that you're not going to be able to get a bigger drill into. I mean, that Dewalt's quite a bit smaller, but I like my Ridgid, but I also like that Dewalt, and I can probably tell you without a doubt, when I reach for a drill, I'm probably grabbing that Dewalt first, and the only reason I would grab the Ridgid is if the Dewalt at some point in time proves not to have the power needed, then I'll grab the Ridgid. That's if the Ridgid is actually producing more power. Doing this test right here, I'm not able to determine that. It looked to me like the Dewalt drove these screws just as easily as this Ridgid did, just by feeling. But I don't know. Now, obviously the Ridgid has 22 settings on the clutch. The Dewalt has 15. But to be honest, 15 is probably all you need. But anyway, that's really... I just wanted to do a real quick, you know, down and dirty review of this. We're not going to get real fancy. I mean, it's a nicely built, just like all other Dewalt stuff. Man, I love Dewalt stuff. You can't really go wrong with it. The price is right too. I paid $99 for this kit. 2 batteries. Remember, this one's the one for the other driver. It was just charged up. I'm gonna have to put these on the charger, get them charged up. The next thing now I like to mount these chargers on my bench out of the way. Let me kind of show you. So I've got another charger I've got to put up here, but so I've got my Ego charger, then I got my Ridgid. Now I'm going to have my Dewalt. as long as that Dewalt fits in there, which it looks like it's going to, they'll kind of be out of the way. You know, you could even mount this upside down if you wanted to. I guess you'd probably do it like that. That way it's kind of out of the way, and you can throw your batteries on there and not have to worry about space problems. Anyway, that's it. You guys take care. Yeah, for a nice compact, subcompact drill, you might want to take a look at this. That's all I got. And just for those of you that's wondering, it's still showing 3 bars. So I know we didn't do a whole lot of work there, but I mean, it did drive 3.5-inch nail screw. I don't know, 4 times I think is what we did on each of them, 4 or 5 times, and the 12-bolt still showing strong. So anyway, you guys take care.